I'd now like to invite Mr. Kevin Allred to the stage. Mr. Allred was selected the most respected teacher by the class of 2021. En este momento me gustaría invitar al señor Kevin Allred al escenario. El señor Allred fue seleccionado como el maestro más respetado por la clase 2021.
Thank you, Principal Ayon. Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Nagpapasalamat po ako para sa oportunidad na ito upang mag-usap sa inyong anak. I'm not sure my speech can match your excitement. Maybe I need to do a dance up here as well. Who am I kidding? You've all seen me dance at the rally a few years ago. And thanks to the most recent video put out by our very own language department this last month, you know that me dancing would probably make this moment worse. I have two fears tonight. I have already overcome the first by not falling as I walked up to the stage. The second, I hope to accomplish by the end of my speech, and that is to not get too emotional. With that being said, good evening, parents, administration, faculty, members of the school board, as well as all those that had a hand in not only this class's successes, but even those that made this event tonight even possible. And of course, a big shout out to the graduating class of 2021. You know that this has been a tough year when I get nominated out of all the other great staff here at Delano High School. It is a great honor that I'm standing before you today to give this speech, even though it has cost me many hours of sleep over the past 2 weeks. The struggle that I've come across while writing this speech is how do I show my gratitude and appreciation for all those graduating tonight in under 10 minutes. As I was preparing for this speech, I've had the opportunity to reflect on a lot of great memories over the past 6 years that I've worked here at the best high school in Delano. If I do not mention you by name, please do not be upset. I truly am grateful for each of you and the close friendships I have made with you over these past few years. Now I know that some of you came up to me recently and asked me not to make my speech all professional or preachy, instead to make it more relatable to this class. Well, I will try and do both. So if it sounds choppy, it is because I am trying to appease the masses. I plan to give this speech as if all of you graduates are sitting in my class listening to another one of my lectures. So make sure you're all seated before the bell rings, and let's get started with the warm-up. I feel that this opportunity for me to speak with you all tonight would not have happened if it were not for one specific teacher here at Delano. So it is very important that I thank them as well. Thank you, Mr. Kinley, for allowing me the opportunity to have the Health Academy students for both their sophomore and junior years, and all the fun field trips that I was able to tag along. I've really grown a strong bond with all of them over these past few years. We definitely had some fun times, did we not? Thank you to all you students that came to my class before school, during lunch, and after school to laugh and joke about whatever may be going on in your lives at the time. I'm going to miss the arguments of which student is Allred's favorite in each of my classes. Is it Vidal? Is it Christopher? Is it Yahaira? I'm also going to miss the funny roasts I have heard over the past few years. Right knees, eyebrows, Sharky, Zombie, Malala, Ogre, Boxy, Peppa. I'm going to miss watching all you stress about an exam in another class or trying to figure out how to keep Mr. Allred off topic long enough to push back another assignment. I will miss those Choco Flan desserts and Baja Blast drinks. Most of all, I'm gonna miss the laughs, especially when they were started by our one and only Cooper. So thank you, senior class, for all these memories that you have given me. While working here at Delano High, there have been 3 major events or moments that are extremely special to me, and believe it or not, have to do with this graduating class. The first memory actually happened before any of you stepped foot on this campus, but in the end, you have had a lasting impact. It was during the 2015 summer when I was being interviewed to join the great staff here at Delano High School. Though I did not think much of it then, I have learned to appreciate what was said in this interview throughout the years. I remember sitting in my interview and Mr. Ione told me that the students here at Delano High are special. They come from a different background, and with that, they bring something special to this school. I never really thought much about what he said because of my excitement of being hired on at first. But Mr. Ione, I want you to know that what you told me 6 years ago is still true today. The students here at Delano High are special, and the class of 2021 has risen above those expectations. The second event is the beginning of your junior year. Now, I've had the pleasure of having many of you since your sophomore year, and some of you I've had the pleasure of having for 3 consecutive years. Of course, there were a few of you, Jocelyn, that I would have been okay with just having once. Having you all in my classes have made teaching so much more enjoyable. I will miss our random conversations about life after school and sharing my few words of wisdom with you as your eyes roll back into your heads. I speak for the rest of your teachers here and say that we have enjoyed every moment that we got to watch you learn and grow. You see, after each school year is over, many of us teachers do not know what we will be teaching and who will be in our classes. You have no idea how excited I was on the first day of your junior year when I saw many of you enter my classroom like you did the previous year and continue to build both historical knowledge and friendships. That excitement grew even more when I realized I would be teaching my first senior class, you. Unfortunately, we were not able to meet in person this year. Losing your senior year to a virus was not what you had planned, but it's definitely an experience that will affect your lives forever, and a memory that we'll never, ever forget. You see, you are made up of your experiences and memories. All the things that you have been through up to this point make you who you are. And the best part is, you're not even done yet. You'll continue to experience things and make memories every day that mold you here and there into who you truly are and who you are meant to become. Take a moment and look back at those special moments here on campus where you met your new best friend, maybe even your first FFA competition, the first time you ran onto our DT football field, basketball court, or baseball field. There are too many great memories that each of us have experienced these past 4 years. I encourage you to reflect on the good ones and not so much the bad. The final event, which should be no surprise to many of you, is happening right now. Each year it has been a privilege to watch my students walk across this stage and receive their high school diploma. This year, however, will mean much, much more to me. You see, the difficulty of writing this speech was never about what to say, but rather how to say goodbye. To so many amazing people that I have grown to appreciate and admire. Typically, students are asked as they get older which teacher had an impact on their lives. Well, I think it is important to share with each of you that, believe it or not, teachers are also impacted by our students. You know that you have had an impact on my life when my own children ask about how the softball or soccer team did on the tournament they attended on an early Saturday morning, or if the band was able to pull off another championship performance, not to mention those long spring break baseball tournaments in San Diego. I want you all to know how thankful I am to have had the opportunity to not only be your teacher and friend, but in many instances, your biggest fan. So graduates, here you are, your moment of truth. You finished your last final, turned in your last project, paid your dues from your lost textbooks. You are ready to step into what we all call the real world. I'm sure you are getting all kinds of advice lately, and especially today, and especially tonight. You should do this, you should do that, you should go to this school or you should go to that school. I know it seems endless. Well, I'd like to send you along with just a little more advice. Advice you did not seek and advice you may not care to hear. But it's free advice, so the price is right. And you'll only have to hear it once. So class of 2021, here are two pieces of advice for your consideration. Number one, use your imagination. Your imagination makes you unlike anyone else. No two people imagine things exactly alike. Just like those days that you used your imagination and creativity to dress up through a different spirit weeks, or the hard work and imagination that our very own ASB put into making all the banners over the years. You have the gift of an imagination. Don't be afraid to use it. Allow yourself to look at things differently, to question things, to visualize things in new ways. The great writer and social observer Mark Twain once said, "You can't depend on your judgment when your imagination is out of focus." I challenge each of you to bring your imagination into crisp, clear focus. Don't suppress it, feed it, nurture it, spoil it. Let it help you find answers to vexing questions. Allow your imagination to thrive, and it will help carry you to great things. Number two, don't put things off. I'm talking to you, Carla, and pretty much half of the senior class sitting here tonight. In our lives, it is easy to procrastinate. We put off spending time with loved ones. We put off doing those essays or reports. We put off setting goals. If this pandemic taught us anything, it is tomorrow is never guaranteed. In life, we don't always get a second chance. We don't always get a do-over. We only get one day at a time, and we are not even guaranteed the whole day. Joy and sadness are on either side of the same moment. Your choices will determine which side you fall. So be smart with your time. Do the things that matter to you and do them now. You will want a lifetime of great memories, not a long list of regrets. Before I end this speech, I have some last parting words to share with each of you, or rather, a request. As you leave tonight and begin the next chapter in your lives, don't forget about where you came from. Your teachers here at DT are invested in more than just your successes that you have accomplished here at Delano High. Continue to share with us your accomplishments in the future. We cared about you while you were here in our classes, and we will continue to care about you when you step out of them. Graduating class of 2021, thank you and enjoy this moment. Good luck in your future endeavors, and congratulations.